Hello, BookTube. Sorry once again about that blubbering end to the videos yesterday. That was odd. That was it's weird when I have to shut the camera off just because I know that I'm going to lose control of my own body. That's very strange. And it continued. It was a sloppy evening. Just a massive allergy attack. No idea where it came from. No idea where it's gone. It's left. You know, when you have something like that happen, your body isn't quite right for another day, and I can definitely feel that. Just sore ribs from all the sneezing, sore face from all the activity. But one way or another, I'm your Johnny on the spot again, and we have the day's first mail delivery. I thought we'd go through that together. It's 4 packages, a couple of which are hefty, and I must confess, my Steve Spidey sense is going off for this. It's only 4 packages, but my Spidey sense is going off. I think there might be something in here that is going to make me squeal. But you never know. Let's see. Let's see what this first one is. If my assistant will step forward. Well, Frida, what do you think it is? She's examining it like, what is this? I'm not quite sure what this is. What is this? What do you think it is, baby? We go through this every day. There you go. So what have we got here? Okay. This is a thriller. Okay. This comes out next January. This comes out in January, so I don't have to worry about it right away. It comes out on January 1st. It comes out on the very first day of 2019. This is Hunt Them Down by Simon Gervais. This is from the Thomas and Mercer imprint of Amazon, their thriller and mystery imprint. And this is a series debut. Oh, great. Fantastic. Okay, so when it comes to action, Simon Gervais is the real deal. His nearly 2-decade-long career in the military and federal law enforcement has taken him across Europe and the Middle East. Specializing in counterterrorism and close protection, he has served on security details for President Barack Obama, Queen Elizabeth II, Chinese President Hu Jintao, and more. So it comes as no surprise that his Hunt Them Down is brimming with immersive edge-of-your-seat action scenes that bring a whopping vigilante story to life and make Pierce Hunt an unforgettable new hero. Years ago, in one of his biggest cartel takedowns, DEA agent Hunt infiltrated the Vicente Garcia crime syndicate. But he went in too deep. He fell in love with Vincente's daughter, Anna, and shattered her heart by bringing her father to justice. But time, raising his teenage daughter, and an explosive career have pushed Hunt to move on and put Anna, her father, and his own guilt behind him. Now, fresh off a 6-month suspension after a drug bust gone wrong, Hunt is itching to get back to work at the DEA. But he definitely won't be easing back into it. Hunt learns that his first mission back will be to take out one of the most notorious Mexican drug cartels in the game and bring down its sadistic leader. To do this, he'll have to work alongside Garcia, reopening old wounds in the process. Together they form a plan to dethrone the evil queen. But things spiral out of control when Mieles murders Garcia and kidnaps his granddaughter and Hunt's daughter. Oh my. With the clock ticking, the former lovers broker a truce and travel from Miami to Mexico on the most high-stakes rescue mission of their lives. Wow. Okay, so this is an action thriller by a guy who has lived the life. Isn't that fascinating? Okay, so this comes out on the very first day of 2019. I will not be reading on January 1st of 2019. I will not be anywhere that anyone knows. I will not be doing or thinking anything. So this book is going to have to wait. More than likely, in January of 2019, I will get to it. But let's see what the next one is here. That's fascinating. Okay, so that's Amazon, their thriller arm. I once had, on this channel, I had a great ethical beef with Amazon about how they treat their authors, how they treat the rest of the publishing world. But if Amazon is hated by the President of the United States, then Amazon is loved by me. Okay, this is also Amazon. This is not Thomas and Mercer. Instead, this is Amazon Crossing, which is their translation arm, which does incredible work. I mean, even when I had my issues with Amazon, I was thinking, wow, how amazing. You've got all this money and you're pouring it into original translations, which is not exactly a booming business in America. Xenophobic, monoglot America. So what do we got here? This is... this comes out in November. It's by Martin Osterdahl, translated from, I presume, the German, by Peter Sean Voltemade. Is this translated from the German or from the Dutch? Oh no, it's translated from the Dutch. Oh no, from the Swedish. Well, anyway, it's called Ask No Mercy. And it's, again, more intrigue. It's another thriller. Award-winning Swedish director Martin Osterdahl's best-selling debut novel. Another debut novel. Wow. But this time from an experienced storyteller, just in a different venue. Establishes him as a thrilling new international voice. Dubbed the hottest Swedish book when it was first published in 2016. This is the first time it has ever been published in English. But Amazon Crossing doesn't just do... They don't just do thrillers or bestsellers. They also do all sorts of adventurous stuff. It's praiseworthy what Amazon Crossing does. They are putting real effort and money behind attractive translations to American audiences. Now, that's great. Let's see here. During his time studying at university in 1990s Russia, Osterdahl saw history in the making, especially with the presidential election of 1996. Seeing history in the making is what inspired him to set his new Max Anger series in volatile Russia of these times. The series is drawing attention across the world, selling to over 10 territories, and will soon be a major television series. Good for him. Max Anger is a man on the edge. The former fighter in an elite band of special ops soldiers in Sweden, he is haunted by battle scars, a childhood spent in Stockholm Archipelago, and his own mysterious family past. Now behind a desk at Vector, a think tank conducting research on Russia, he's met his match and fallen in love with fierce fellow operative Pashy Kovalenko. Like all of Vector, she's set her sights on the tenuous future of her country. When Pashy goes missing in St. Petersburg, Anger rushes headlong into the volatile Russia, where a new president is about to be elected in the midst of a technological revolution. At a movement's heart is a startup Pashy had been investigating, one surrounding rumors of organized crime and corruption, but the truth is more shocking than Anger could ever have expected. Interesting. So Russia on the brink. A new Russia. Wow. Okay, 1990s Russia. All right, so this comes out, the first one, Hunt Them Down, comes out in the new year. But this comes out in November, so this is fair game. This comes out in early November, so great, fantastic. All right, two big, ambitious new outings from Amazon. Okay, that's fantastic. Now let's move on. Let's move on to this next one here. These aren't all going to be Amazon, I hope. Let's see. Oh. There's, of course, endless construction on my street. And there was a new construction crew out there on the sidewalk this morning for our second walk of the day. And when Frida saw a bunch of men just standing around talking to each other, she was apoplectic with joy. She raced up to them and just went from one to the next to the next to the next, jumping up on them and ordering them to pet her. She was the belle of the ball. They loved her. So we've had a good day, and we're going to continue to have a good day. So we have two books this time around. Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. This is a first for this channel. This is a trade paperback-sized advanced reading copy of a mass-market romance. The First Earl I See Tonight by Anna Bennett is going to be a little mass-market paperback when it comes out. This is an advanced copy. How wonderful. The publicist sent me an advance copy. Wonderful. So this comes out in November in a mass market. And what have we got here? Anna Bennett is an author on the rise, and she returns this fall with First Earl I See Tonight, the first novel in her brand new, delightful Debutante Diaries series. This novel is just as witty and fun as it is charming and romantic. A whip-smart heiress is in need of a husband of convenience, so she makes a daring proposal to an earl who is determined to resist her. Their love might just be written in the stars. Recently jilted by his fiancée, David Gray, Earl of Ravenport, is not in the market for a wife. That's what they all say. Even if Gray didn't have his hands full renovating his crumbling country house, it would have taken more than a bold marriage proposal from a headstrong young beauty to thaw his frozen heart. Gray is confident that spending a week at his ramshackle estate will change her mind about marriage, but every passionate moment he spends with her tempts him to change his mind instead. All right, so I'm sold. So this is the first in the series, the Daring Debutante series, and the Debutante Diaries series. You can see the daring part is that she's the one making all of the moves, and we have a crumbling country estate instead of a palatial one. That's fun in its own right, and also this is an advanced copy in trade of a mass market paperback. Good Lord! Oh boy! Oh, how wonderful! I can't help but, when I get romances in the mail now, I can't help but think of Not Just Romance Novels, which is, I hope I got her channel name correct. I will leave a link down below. She is the place to go on BookTube for romances of all kinds. And she's also hilarious. It's a classic example. Her channel is a classic example of what I always talk about, which is that you can't script on-screen charisma. You just can't do it. You can make all the preparations in the world. You can have the best technology and ring lights. You can write out a script if you want. But if you're not comfortable talking to a camera, there's no way to fake it. You just have to do it until you are. And some people, I think, are naturals at the subject. And I think she is. I think she's a natural. Every once in a while, her videos take a turn for the horrifying because she'll be talking about romance novels, which I love. And she'll be doing it with a totally unaffected enthusiasm. And a wonderful on-screen presence. This is the way to use this, the phrase to use, an on-screen presence. She'll be doing that, and I'll be enjoying it, and then all of a sudden a horrifying black cat will walk across the stage. She's a cat person, but we're not going to hold that against her. But this is thrilling. I mean, I know that a lot of you are probably thinking, why on earth does this guy who talks all the time about John Donne and Geoffrey Chaucer care about romance novels? But she'll get it. And she'll also understand the thrill of getting a trade paperback advance copy of a mass market. That's something else. I bet this next one's the same thing. Yeah, this is another trade paperback advance copy of a mass market, also from November. This is The Good, the Bad, and the Duke. It's by Jana McGregor, and it's part of the Caversham Heiresses series. That is our cover. Get the lighting right here. Isn't that lovely? The Good, the Bad, and the Duke, which is coming out in November as a mass market paperback. This is not the finished copy. What have we got here? Jana McGregor made her debut last year. I might have held up the book. I might have it here in the room. What was the book? The Bride Who Got Lucky? She did 3 books last year. The Bad Luck Bride, The Bride Who Got Lucky, and The Luck of the Bride. I'm sure that I read one of those, because this name sounds familiar. She received critical acclaim and finds new fans with every new installment of her Caversham Heiresses series. The latest novel in the series finds the heroine accidentally abandoned in London for Christmas, and alone with her family's worst enemy, the man she loves since childhood. As the two grow closer during the holidays, they realize they're perfect for each other, until the Duke's family secrets are revealed, and he finds out that his entire life is a lie. Okay, so not only is it a Regency romance, but it's a Christmas Regency romance. How wonderful. Lady Daphne Halway is ready to celebrate the holidays with her family, but when they accidentally leave her home alone, Daphne uses the time to work on her dream, opening a home for unwed mothers. But her quest isn't problem-free. She's in a battle to win the property from the home against her brother's best friend turned enemy, Paul Barstow, Duke of Southard. And that's not all. Someone has stolen her personal diary, which holds secrets that could devastate her family. Daphne has always harbored private feelings for the man her family scorns, though perhaps striking a bargain with the handsome Duke will solve both their problems. I'm thinking, yes, but who knows? Who knows what will happen along the way? The good, the bad, and the Duke. All right. Okay, this is also a first for this channel. These are mass market paperbacks, but I'm getting the trade and advanced copies. How wonderful. I know it's horribly greedy of me, but I'm hoping I get the mass market finished copies as well. Isn't that terrible? But anyway, that was squeal-worthy. So we have one more package here, and then we'll be done with this mail haul. Let's see what we have here. You're up, Bean. Go nuts, little girl. Go nuts. My little bean likes the mail as much as I do. Alright, so what have we got here? It's 3 books. So this is a big... OMG! It's more romances! OMG! Ooh. Okay. Alright. The first of this batch is a double. It's another copy of the first Earl I See Tonight. Again, in trade paperback. How wonderful. But then the other 2 are new, so let's go through them. First one is contemporary. I don't often love contemporary romances, but I'm willing to give anything a try. And you know, I do year's best romances every year. My Steve Reed's epic Götterdämmerung, assessing the entire year of popular publishing in America. Every year I have a best romance list, and every year on that list are at least 1 or 2 contemporary romances, things that are not Regencies or historicals. So I don't mind them. I don't hate them on principle. It's just, of course, the historicals I love even more. But this is contemporary. This is by Caitlin Cruz, and it is A True Cowboy Christmas. So this is another Christmas romance. And some of you on this cover will be spotting something that you might like to find under your Christmas tree. But let's see what this is. This is contemporary. This is the first installment in her Cold River Ranch series. So this is another beginning to a series. That's always fun. A sensational series debut about a cowboy, a farm girl, and the greatest gift of all. What more could you wish for? Perhaps for someone to get comfortable and take his jacket off. but I get ahead of myself. I'm sure that we're going to get that. Gray Everett has a heart of gold, but that doesn't mean that he believes in the magic of Christmas. He's got plenty else to worry about this holiday season, what with keeping cattle ranch in his family and out of the hands of hungry real estate investors looking to make a down and dirty deal. That, plus being a parent to his young and motherless daughter, good lord, this guy's got everything on his plate, equals a man who will not rest until he achieves his mission. Now, all Gray needs is the help of his lifelong neighbor, who happens to have grown into a lovely, spirited woman. For Abby Douglas, the chance to join forces with Gray is nothing less than a Christmas miracle. Much as the down-to-earth farmer's daughter has tried to deny it, Abby's been in love with the stern, hot Gray her whole life. So when Gray proposes a marriage of convenience as a way to combine land and work together towards a common cause, Abby can't refuse. But how can she convince Gray that sometimes life offers a man a second chance for a reason, and that their growing trust and mutual passion may be leading to true and lasting love? I bet she finds a way. So when does this come out? It's a Christmas theme, but I bet it comes out in November. Oh no, even less. It comes out at the end of October. Okay. Fantastic. Can't wait. And you know, I won't get all moralizing here, because I know that these romances are escapist fiction. I know that. And the important part of escapist fiction is that all elements be escapist. And I understand that. I'm not trying to be a killjoy. But just once, when it's a story like this, where we are specifically, and we're told this happens in hundreds of romances a year, we're specifically told that the hunky protagonist, the man in plaid, or in, the Duke, who's just come into an estate, or whatever, who's got a jutting jaw and a thrusting chest and chiseled abs and is incredibly handsome and charismatic. We are told over and over again in romances, specifically, that he and the woman who will be the love interest in the story have been friends since childhood, that they have been best friends since childhood, and that now they are both adult and stumbling into love, where that friendship, that childhood playmate, and then that friendship is evolving into love. And very often we're told, as we're told in 2 of these romances just today, we're told that in addition to that love, there's also a shared mission. They have a mission to save a family, to create a home for unwed mothers, to preserve the family heritage of a cattle ranch, or whatever it is, that there's a mission in addition to the fact that they have known and loved each other their whole lives. Just once, I would like it if the setup like that involved 2 people who weren't gorgeous, or even one person who wasn't gorgeous. Think how interesting it would be if the lovely farm girl who has grown up to have a mission in life has always known about the rancher boy, on the property next to hers, and when she meets him as an adult, he's ugly, or lame, or hunchbacked, or something. Maybe even something less dramatic. What if he's just overweight? And there's love anyway. Imagine how wonderful that would be. And the same token is true, only even less thinkable when it comes to romances. What if he reached stunning, staggeringly beautiful adulthood and wondered about his old childhood friend who he's loved for his whole life, went to her neighboring ranch, and she was an adult, but just ordinary looking. Not stunningly gorgeous, just an ordinary looking woman. But all of her internal qualities were the same. And he didn't think for a minute about, that it didn't care for a minute. Just the love blossoms anyway. I wonder if romance fans would object to that. I know there's a strong element of wish fulfillment in these novels, and I know that's important. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I also get off on the wish fulfillment. But every once in a while, I would like to read a romance in which a gorgeous protagonist, male or female, re-encountered the love of their life, the figure that has been in their life for the whole of their life, from childhood on, and barely even noticed that they weren't also staggeringly hot, where it didn't matter. That would be wonderful. I'm pretty sure this will be wonderful anyway, but I just want to bring it up. And then there's this last one, another trade advance copy of a mass market paperback. This comes out in January, so I won't be able to pop it down like all the others. But this is The Duke I Once Knew by Olivia Drake. That is the cover. Those of you who are interested in such things, I certainly am. What have we got here? Oh, again, this is the beginning of a series. Again, the series is Unlikely Duchesses. The author has done many books, but this is the first in a new series called Unlikely Duchesses. For years, Abigail Linton devoted herself to caring for her parents and her siblings' children. Now, eager to create a life of her own, Abby seizes upon a position as a governess at a neighboring estate. Unfortunately, her absentee employer is Maxwell Bryce, the Duke of Rothwell, the notorious rake who once broke her youthful heart. But since he hasn't set foot on his estate in 15 years, Abby assumes she'll never have to lay eyes on him. Then, from out of nowhere, Max appears. He is stunned to come face to face with the girl next door he fell for years ago, before he went away and she stopped writing to him. Even though Abby swears that he is the one who left her without a word, could it be that this spirited, witty spinster has won Max's heart all over again, and that they may have a second chance at love? I wish I could read this now. I actually... Okay, that's great. It comes out... No, actually, I can read it now. The back said January, but the pub sheet says December 31st, which makes it, technically, a 2018 book, so I can read it right away. The element in that plot description that I kind of like, I hope it's pursued in the book itself, is the simple misunderstanding that comes from snail mail. Most of you are too young to remember snail mail. But the question of who stopped writing sounds like it will be important here in a way. And that could be fun. That could be a lot of fun. This is a very pleasing mail haul. So this is The Duke I Once Knew. I can't believe I'm getting these advanced copies. I'm going to have to write to the publishers and just squeal with happiness. This is The Duke I Once Knew by Olivia Drake, the beginning of a new series. Then A True Cowboy Christmas by Caitlin Cruz, which is also the beginning of a new series. Then The First Earl I See Tonight, I got 2 copies. That also is the beginning of a new series. And Jana McGregor's The Good, the Bad, and the Duke, which is also the beginning of a new series. Tons and tons of new upcoming romance. How wonderful. Then the other 2 things in the list here were 2 from Amazon. Ask No Mercy, an original translation of a Swedish thriller writer, also the first in a series, and Hunt Them Down by Simon Gervais, also the first in a series. So that, I think, is unprecedented on this channel. I've never received trade ARCs of romances before on this channel, and I don't think we've ever had a mail haul where every single book was a jump-on point. That doesn't always happen, and that's a lot of fun. How wonderful. So that'll do as a mail haul. There might be more mail today. I get the feeling that there will be, so I might come back. But boy, oh boy, that certainly satisfied me. It won't satisfy you, you bloodthirsty little Ewoks. Never get enough of mail or of Frida. The suggestion has been made many times in the comments field in the last few weeks, especially now that you're all loving the fact that she's tearing into the mail. The suggestion has been made many times that perhaps I should devote an entire episode to Frida. To which I say, eyes on the prize. Okay? I'm the cute one. Anyway, I'll wrap this up for now, but I will see you soon. I may see you yet today. We have lots more bookish stuff to talk about. So I'll wrap this up, but you never know. Thank you, BookTube.